This time on Tiger Scratch, white trash goes under the knife, as you can see.
For those of you that may not know or knew, this is my 2002 S10 that I've nicknamed White Trash. It was my daily driver for about a year until the oil cooler line into the radiator blew off on my way to work and it emptied its guts all over the highway. I bought this truck for a very specific reason, and that reason is stink bug. The plan has always been to frame swap the 1950 onto this frame. They're the same wheelbase. It's a very common swap. And this frame doesn't have 75 years of Canadian rust all over it. So today's plan, this weekend's plan, is demo day. We are going to get as far as we can and hopefully have just a frame by the end of it. I see three big chunks here: bed, cab, hood, and fenders. We're just going to start unbolting stuff, cutting stuff, whatever we have to do to get only the parts we need, which are truly just the frame, pedals, steering column. First things first though, we need to move this to somewhere where I can get to both sides. I have it really tight to the shed right now, and that's going to be a problem. This thing's been sitting here becoming one with the earth for I think like a year. I don't know if these are going to take air, is what I was getting at, but we'll see if we could get a little air in it. How many psi? 30 sounds great. I don't think it's necessarily off the bead. Oh, it's going. Last one here. So far they've all taken air. Hi, buddy. All right, we got wind. I want to get this kind of off the blocks, you know, somewhere where we can work on it, but I don't want to drag all that wiring. What happens if I just yard on this? Oh, it's gonna come. See? It's easy. All right, so I think the plan is just to try to pull this out of here. You think that's a good plan? All right, let's see what happens here. Oh, no problem. I'm gonna run over my tools. Oh, I'm burning out. I wish I had a real tractor. I say that all the time. I should find some basket case tractor that we could rebuild here, and then I'd have one that would work, you know, at least half the time. I don't think I'm hooked to a very good spot. Oh yeah, here we go. All right, now that we have a little space to work, here is what I think the plan of attack is going to be. Hood fenders first, out of the way. Then I want to make sure all the things that are holding the cab to the frame are disconnected. Things like the bulkhead wiring harness that goes through, brake lines, booster, stuff like that. I want to take this in as few pieces as possible. Don't forget we have to do all this with an engine hoist and maybe my wife. So big heavy pieces aren't great, but I also don't want a million pieces because I'm saving none of this. I might post some of it on like Facebook Marketplace or something, just if somebody needs a S10 fender, because I sure as hell don't. We're going to start with the hood. Sympathy is at an all-time low for this, so a lot of it's going to be something like that. I think the hood hinge bolts are hidden down in there somewhere. Oh, I see one. Okay, that was easy. That fender's mostly loose. There's two right there. I broke my electric ratchet at the worst time because there's a lot of unbolting that needs to be done. So I have this instead. But this thing sucks. I've had this forever. It's an impact, but it doesn't loosen anything unless it's already like loose. I've got the Big Daddy 1/2 inch that has never met a bolt. that it won't loosen or bust off. That 3/8 one I would not recommend. The ratchet hits harder, but feels like there's one more. Oh yeah. This is perfect. Now this is gonna fall on me. On the other side, maybe we'll start with this one. I told you. All right, that's off. All right, I got tired of manual labor, so we got the big dogs out. Got it. My biggest concern is what the interior looks like. Like, look at this. Brody. This has always had a leak right here. When I was driving it, it wasn't that bad because I was in and out every day. The heat was on. It kept it pretty dry, but just sitting here for a year, untarped, I don't think it'll kill me. I mean, I wouldn't like put my sandwich down on the seat or nothing, but I think I'll live. You can see we got the activated charcoal to absorb moisture, but it didn't really do it. So I decided to take the driver's seat out so I get a little more access. I'm trying to avoid taking the dash because it's a nightmare. I've had it out before. I need to get the column out and try to save the pedals and look at this wiring up under here. Let's get this seat out. All right, now we got room. Not that I want to lay in here, but now I think if I drop the column here and there and I give her a yank, watch out. Okay. Now I think if I just give that a little pull, I think I'm hung up on this shift cable. Get that out. Okay. Oh, there you go. S10 gauge cluster if you need it. Oh, I just broke it too. There's a bundle of wire back here and the pedal assembly. That's what we're after.
Some of you might be wondering how I plan to actually lift the cab off by myself. I do have a plan. It's maybe the sketchiest thing that's ever come out of this shop, but let me show you my idea. This here is my engine hoist, right? Seen it before. This is not the arm that normally goes in my engine hoist. This whole thing is actually one of those tailgate hitch bed extender things, like if you're hauling along lumber or something. That's actually what I used it for. That's why I have it. Normally this piece is 90 degrees. So you stick it in your receiver hitch, you lay your lumber on it, strap her down. Great. I spun this so it's in line, drill the hole, put a bolt in. This distance is very, very close to the distance of the top of the S10 cab. Now, this is not totally my design, right? They sell things like this, but this is what I had laying around. This is what we're going to try. So the idea is to sneak this in through the window, put this part against the roof, maybe even run a strap for safety, and then pump the jack and see if it lifts off the frame. This might bend. I've bent it before. Not me, a horribly inadequate forklift driver. Done it before. See if it works. If it doesn't, I don't know. It's either going to work, become terribly imbalanced, tip over, and the cab will still be off the frame at that point, or it's going to bend this into a pretzel and we'll have to fortify it. All right, so I got a little ahead of myself this morning, and I did that before I rolled the windows down. So I got my little portable 12 volts power supply. You've seen this usually run a fuel pump. I'm going to see if I can't tap into the old window motor and get it to roll down. Boom. A little more. Perfect. Let me come up a little closer to level. Okay, listen. Cab mounts are all right there. I think everything's disconnected. I have no idea what's going to happen when I start pumping this handle. We're going to see if it moves at all. Not working, but that's okay. Look at what is happening. It's lip syncing. It also seems somewhat balanced. Little nose heavy. Maybe I'll set her down. Move in to get this angle out. Hold on.
Jesus.
I didn't know you were there.
Are
You weren't
supposed to drop it like that?
Well, yeah, you weren't supposed to see. Okay, we're adjusted. So hopefully our center of gravity is a little better. Should have probably taken the canopy off first. It's hanging pretty straight.
Do not lose a finger or a hand.
Well, I'm out here. Oh, she's bending bad. I didn't notice that. That used to be straight piece.
What's bending? Oh, that?
But I gotta address that. We bent the shit out of it. Alright, guys. I don't really know what to do here. Here's what I'm realizing. There's a reason that everybody you see do this does it with a 2-post. I don't have one of those. I wish. So you just yank the body up to the ground. Really try not to break my engine hoist. I need to put the motor in the road running like in a couple of weeks. I don't know how else to live this. I've got one idea. It's a shitty one. What if I just lift one in and just bloop, roll it off towards the shed there. If I lay a tarp down, roll the cab onto it, then I could back my open trailer over there and drag the cab on and the bed on with a winch, and I'll take the whole thing to scrapyard. It's kind of where I'm at right now. It sounds fun, really. Just a complete disregard, which is kind of like me. I really care. This cab is worth nothing to nobody. Oh, something happened there. Alright. Things are happening. This worked as intended. Take the pin out, that way if she takes off, it's just gonna go beep. Alright, well it's sliding over. Couple door dings, nothing to worry about. We're kind of committed at this point. Here's I got a couple tires over here, so I think when it goes, it's just going to go on the rim. Okay. Take this off. Haha! It worked! It's as easy as that. It's as easy as that. Well, we didn't forget to disconnect anything. And now we got a cab on the side. It wasn't that scary, only a little bit scary. It's good news. Progress is being made. Who says you need a 2-post? After that adventure, we got to move on back here. Now, here's my plan. This one should be less sketchy. However, I put a bunch of shit in here, but I think I got a plan, and I'll tell you what it is. First things first, canopy coming off. Okay, that way we can wiggle the hoist in here, kind of sling this from 4 corners of the bed, lift her straight up. At that point, we'll move the frame out from underneath it because we won't have anything to run over. But I got the canopy off. I think there's like a little bit of wiring harness under here that can come out. And then we need to lift this one off too. And we'll feel like we did something today. This canopy's carpeted and it's disgusting. It's actually not that bad. A little water leak because the winders were open. But like this, I'd give this to somebody if they had an S10. I mean, specifically if they had a maroon one. This stupid thing has always given me issues. There you go. At least this one's not too heavy. Oops. Now we got a bed full of S10 parts that is ready to be removed. Let's get under here, have a peek at some wiring, peek at some body mounts. Then my thought is strap corner to corner, cross in the middle. That's where the hook will grab. It should balance that way. You yoink it up and push the frame out underneath. Home by dinner. We're already home. That's okay. Let's have a look down here. Dive under here and see what we see. Oh, spare tire. And the mighty 10 bolt. All right, well, we got the taillight wiring taken care of. I believe there's 3 bolts per side, maybe 4 for the bed mounts. And then we're basically free. I'm going to try to take the bed and leave the bumper on. Not sure if that's a great idea or not. Okay, there's one. Didn't want to come. All right, well, I don't anticipate this being as sketchy as the cab. You never know. But we're gonna get a little lift on this, see what happens. Oh, I forgot about the bumper. You can get around it, I think. So far, so good. Relocate some weight for that corner. I got a corner of the bed that's catching on something over there. I just need to get it past it. Oh shit. When you're doing this, a little pro tip. Don't forget to disconnect your fuel filler neck because it'll hold this side of the bed up. Something fierce. Are they 7 like everything else? Oh yeah. Well, we're getting somewhere. Let's see. We go a little bit higher. Hitting the tire over there. Don't turn now. We're almost there. Okay. Christ. Now, I think we can let this down. Okay. There you have it. You too, in just one day, could tear apart an S10. If you have an engine hoist, some basic metric sockets, and 0 mechanical sympathy. I think that's going to do it for today. We got a lot done. I feel good about it.
I got to get a bunch of stuff to the scrapyard and then work on stripping this frame down. We're going to build out our drivetrain, suspension, exhaust, and everything before we ever start taking Stink Bug apart. But that's kind of the plan for this winter. Now I can get this in the garage, so when it's cold and rainy, starting in like, honestly, 2 months, October, we can be in there cutting, grinding, welding, and getting the chassis swap ready. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.